Alright, so we're going to get started on, I don't need the headphones on. So I don't like the way that I'm doing this. I shouldn't be doing it this way. So what I'm going to do is abstract the fact that I'm doing it this way first. And then there will probably be a few episodes where I stare at the screen for a really long time while I'm trying to figure out how to do this properly. So let's figure that out. Okay, so I'll abstract that a little bit later. It's this part here. Well, I guess it's the whole thing, right? So it's going to be the for each processor or the each handler or something like that. So let's think about this. If we do class each plugin, I don't know what the what we're gonna. I did a copy when I should have done a paste. All right, there we go. All right, so constructor, and then let's do process. All right, so process is going to handle part of this. All right, so then we have this part. All right, so for each one of the data eaches that we find, actually, process should be the thing. Just not sure. Okay. So let's do process template. Paste that in there. Oh, come on. There. And we're going to get an element, which I have a feeling that that's going to change at some point. Yeah. Alright, so if we move this into its own class, own file rather, because it's its own thing, we want to do no more than one class per file, and then we'll just say const each equals new each plugin I need to do that really dot process, so treat it like that for the moment, so that gets it out of the way, out of here. This would really be something like on update or something. I'll figure that out. We're just going to do it once for right now. And then if we refresh, okay, stuff did not work. Each plugin is not, okay, yeah, I gotta import it. Each plugin from okay, we'll do that. We have to export it from here. All right, now we can refresh and we should see something. Expected token. Okay, so why is it mad? Alright, so it is never going to get the thing. Unexpected token, open curly brace. Does that syntax not work? Yeah, see, stuff like this. This was working in Chrome. Import hello from, yeah. Oh, do I have to do that part? Okay, we can do that. So instead of just that, I have to do type module. And then let's go back and change this back to the way that I want it to be. Like that. And with the curly braces. And then let's see what happens. Alright, server responded with a non-JavaScript MIME type of text plain. Strict MIME type checking is enforced for module scripts per HTML spec. Okay, so I'm guessing that's here. Text plain. So what is the MIME type? For module scripts. All right. So I reinstalled my computer a couple days ago, and since then Chrome has been just terrible. Like absolutely terrible. Yep, just like that. Yep, the second I open Internet Explorer, Chrome feels threatened and responds. All right. What is the proper MIME type? That's all I want to know. MIME type for JavaScript. For example, for some time the JavaScript MIME type was referred to as text JavaScript until rendered text JavaScript as obsolete, giving it the official... Okay, so is it this? Okay. Let's look at the official list of MIME types. Goodness. JavaScript. Application JavaScript. Okay, that's easy enough. So we go to our server. Our static files middleware anyway. And we come down here and we say case.js return application JavaScript. We save. We restart the middleware. We refresh. Context is not defined. Works for me. Alright. So then for each one of these things we have to receive the context in which they operate. Yeah, that works. Yeah, okay. Let's see how this will work. So then here we will say context, and then here we have to say this context equals context, and then this will be this context instead of, you know, whatever it was. Alright, we should actually probably provide a message for when the thing that you've said needs to be an array isn't. But we'll get to that later. Can I read property context if undefined? This dot context. Oh. There we go. L is not defined. This is true. Element. There. Okay, it's working again after a slight refactoring. Okay. Here's where the staring at things comes in. So I don't want to use the inner HTML. I don't. What I want to do is build up a template that I can use. So for something like this, which is relatively simple, I'm not sure what the next step would be. This is definitely going to change. I don't like this already. But what would the next step be? If we've got an element. And if we don't get the, so we can grab it here, kind of experiment a little bit. So var a equals document dot query selector all the dash each. All right. A dot what is A? A is a node list. Oh, so we need to get it first. So var b equals a0. Alright, b. B is a thing. So b dot child nodes, children. See, we would basically do something like that. Child nodes. Well, that gives me a node list, which consists of the two LIs, right? Alright, which is all good and well. So if we were to get, so if this isn't the template, this is the well, let's just call it what it is, child nodes, right? We get the child nodes. So now we have a list of child nodes. We want to turn that into an array instead of a node list. So node list to array. Yeah, still node list. Okay. Let's try that. Alright, so that'll give me the top level elements. Right, so then if we were to build up something that could reconstruct the structure, it needs to be alright, so top level elements dot map, and we're going to create our own element container, right? And this is so that we can operate on our element container and then just render instead of, so similar to the way Angular and React and I think maybe even Ember do things. We're going to have to create our own shadow DOM type thing. We're not adding any special elements. We're not adding any special syntax. We're using the HTML5 syntax. We're using the HTML5 elements. But we are going to have a collection of processors that can operate on. Yes. Fantastic. Okay. So that's what I'm gonna do. All right. Okay. Let's get a little further with this. All right. So we're gonna map these into. So we get an element, and then we're going to return a new custom element based on the element. I'll come up with a better name for this in a little bit. All right, so we need a custom element, right? Constructor, base element, this base element equals, and this part will change. This won't stay the same. Okay, so we have that. All right. So now we have our elements. It's going to equal that, which we can just do that and that, and then custom elements equals the top level elements. Top level elements goes away. All right, and then we can just call and map. Something like that. All right, now it's not supremely useful yet. Children's not going to be a thing. We're gonna invert this this dependency, I guess. Yeah, let's get this custom element out of here. We're gonna undo what we've just done so that it works while we are doing other stuff. Alright, that should work, I believe. No, ELs, okay. Elements. Okay, that works. Alright, we're gonna leave this here, we're gonna come back to it. Alright. So what we really have is this. Alright, so the base element is that. And so to start with, we're going to say document dot query selector, and we're going to get our starting point, whatever our starting point is. So for our application, the starting point is going to be, let's say the body, right? We're going to signify the body by saying data dash app start. I should be able to just do that. Or data dash, what do we want to call this thing? I'm going to have to wrap up. Unfortunately, we're going to wrap up not having gotten anywhere. That's all right, though, I guess. It is what it is. Data dash. Okay, I don't have a name for the application yet, or for the the framework that we're kind of building. I don't have anything, so we're gonna skip giving it a name right now. What we're looking for is data dash app start. Right. So then we have there should only be one of those. Okay. Const app entry point is that. All right. Except for we want that to be one of our custom elements. So new custom element. That. All right. All right, so the app entry point, we could comment this out for a moment. And the only thing it does is that. So custom element is not defined. Now we gotta. All right, custom element. All right. Base element and processor list. All right. This dot element equals, or this dot processor list equals processor list. For now, that's what we're going to do. All right. So if we build this up and we go var list equals that. List. Var element equals that. Element. All right. So right now that's what we have. And if we refresh, I mean, it doesn't get mad. Nothing actually happens, but it doesn't get mad. let's start. Okay, now we have our processor list, and we have our custom element. But the first thing we're going to do is convert all of the elements in the DOM into custom elements. Which the first thing we want to do is we want to get all the attributes. So we can get the data attributes and put them somewhere special, and then we get all the other attributes and put them somewhere. Right? So we're going to say populate data attributes. Okay. So actually I want to say this dot type equals base element dot, how do we get the type? Document dot body dot document that. No, it's gonna treat it like that. Okay, let's do query selector all data dash each. Let's do that. We get a node list. In the node list, we have a UL. The UL node name. That's the thing we care about. Node name. All right, and then we'll just console.log this dot type. All right. Refresh. Oh yeah. Nothing. Local name. Body. Okay, we'll do local name. Alright, that's fine. Okay, populate data attributes would be this dot populate data attributes. Oh, we're way over. Okay, I'll just make a thing and then we'll stop. There, it runs. Okay, it's good enough for today. We'll do more next time. Hopefully get a little bit further.